Right now in the morning show, cannabis spotted growing outside of the Capitol building has now been removed. What a UW expert says about the plant and how it got there.
And some very warm temperatures headed our way this weekend. Some summer-like weather. I'll have a closer look in your first alert forecast.
Plus benefits for Wisconsin high school students who are top of their class. They're guaranteed to get into a Wisconsin university. The details of the Wisconsin Guarantee.
Live from the WMTV studios, 15 News. The morning show starts now.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to 15 News. It is 5 a.m. I'm Mackenzie alongside Amanda, who is sort of spoiling us this weekend with a very beautiful weekend forecast. I'm so excited to spend some time outside.
Yeah, everyone will be getting in on maybe the first for some of those summer activities, getting the boat in the water if you haven't done so already, or maybe renting a kayak or canoe, some way to get outside and enjoy some summery weather. Here's a live look at the start of our weekend. A nice sunrise this morning over downtown Madison.
Amanda, thank you. From the News Now desk, we now know one person is dead after an overnight crash between two vehicles. This happened in the town of Albion, and both Dane and Rock counties responded, and med flight was called. You can see there's a helicopter in this scene behind me. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says a 39-year-old person died at the scene. Other passengers were injured. Officials say the crash closed down Wisconsin 73 in both directions starting around 10:30 last night, and that lasted for several hours into this morning. Those lanes, though, have all just opened back up. We did confirm earlier this morning. You can see here on your screen video from the scene last night. Now, this is a developing story, and we are working to learn more, so we'll continue to bring you those details from the News Now desk. And even though he pled out his charges, the man accused of plotting to kidnap a former DeForest classmate will likely not spend a day in prison after being found not guilty by reason of mental disease. Yesterday, Gabriel Savage pled no contest to attempted homicide, and his other three charges were dismissed. UW-Madison law professor John Gross says since Savage did not end up killing or even hurting anyone, it likely impacted the court's decision to find Savage not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect on that attempted homicide charge.
That might have made it a little bit easier for the prosecution to come to the conclusion that in this case, the right thing to do is to actually send him to a psychiatric treatment facility and not a prison.
The court is expected to order Savage to a treatment facility at a hearing on Tuesday. The Wisconsin Department of Administration says the cannabis that was spotted near the state capitol has been removed. We talked with a UW expert in plants who confirms that plant was cannabis, but the THC levels would need to be tested in order to determine if it was a drug or hemp plant. The plants were spotted in a tulip patch near the Capitol building, and the expert from the university believes it would have had to be planted intentionally. Well, top students at high schools around the state will now be guaranteed a spot at a Wisconsin university. This is through the Wisconsin Guarantee. Students in the top 10% of their high school class will be automatically admitted to any Wisconsin school they choose, except UW-Madison, which is not a guarantee. Now, the top 5% can make an early commitment to any UW school, including Madison. The move comes from a bill the governor signed back in February.
This really came out of the legislature, but this really actually is an opportunity, I think, to assure students that who are excelling in their high school experience that there's a place for them at a University of Wisconsin.
Now, research shows nearly 90% of Wisconsinites who stay in state for college remain in the state even 5 years after graduation. For the first time since declaring his candidacy, former President Donald Trump visited the state of Minnesota. He headlined the Lincoln-Reagan dinner in St. Paul last night. Trump spoke to leaders in the state's Republican Party, calling out Biden's age, the nation's pessimistic view of the economy, and catering to the state's identity.
I'm thrilled to be back in the Twin Cities with the hardworking patriots from the heartland of America. This is really the heartland.
The former president is due back in a New York court on Monday for the continuation of his hush money trial. Meanwhile, Trump's campaign has accepted an invitation from Fox News on behalf of his yet-to-be-determined running mate for a vice presidential debate. But since Trump says he wants the debate on Fox News, Biden's campaign says that won't happen, even though his campaign and VP Kamala Harris have already accepted the invitation to a VP debate under different circumstances. Plus, both Biden and Donald Trump have agreed to 2 debates between themselves. The first of the presidential debates will air on June 27th on CNN. The second on September 10th on ABC. And then CBS News will host the vice presidential debate either on July 23rd or August 13th. While the former president spoke in St. Paul, protesters rallied outside of the dinner's venue. Most were pro-Palestine protesters, but some signs also displayed support for access to abortion, a freer border, and generalized opposition to the former president. This as trucks have been seen near the newly built pier the U.S. made to carry aid to Gaza since Israel has put heavy restrictions on border crossings. Troops finished installing the floating pier on Thursday, and the U.S. military's Central Command said the first aid crossed into Gaza at 9 a.m. yesterday. President Joe Biden ordered the pier project, expected to cost $320 million. Aid groups warn the pier won't substitute for land deliveries.
Good morning. The time now is 5:07.
Amanda, thank you. Next on the morning show, the latest on golfer Scottie Scheffler's arrest and how he's faring in the current PGA tournament. After being released from jail, golfer Scottie Scheffler is now tied for the second lowest score in the PGA Championship tournament. Apparently, there was a messy traffic situation that Scheffler got caught in after a crash killed a tournament vendor. And according to Scheffler, it was a misunderstanding that led to his charges of assaulting an officer and reckless driving.
I did spend some time stretching in a jail cell. That was a first for me. My situation will get handled. It was just it was a chaotic situation and a big misunderstanding.
Scheffler also sent out his sympathies to the family of the vendor that was killed. Still ahead on the morning show, how you can avoid becoming the next scam. We break down the Better Business Bureau's new scam tracker report next. Amanda, thank you. According to the Better Business Bureau's Scam Tracker report, online scams made up nearly 70% of all reports last year, with victims being more likely to report a monetary loss. In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Carice Jackman breaks down the BBB's report and shares how you can avoid becoming the next scam.
I'm Carice Jackman.
The report also found that scams can have an emotional toll on age groups differently. Anxiety and stress were the top emotions reported by people ages 18 to 44 after being targeted by a scam. Now, anger was the top emotion reported by people ages 45 and older. Still ahead on the morning show, the World Euchre Championship is back for another year, and it's right in our backyard. How New Glarus is preparing for the influx of card players. Welcome back. Tonight is the last episode of this season of Saturday Night Live. Roadhouse star Jake Gyllenhaal will host for the 3rd time, and that'll be with Sabrina Carpenter as the musical guest. Gyllenhaal says being asked to host the final show of the season makes the week all the more special.
I don't know, being on the show has always been a dream. When I got to do it for the first time, do it again, and then sort of the finale feels like some sort of graduation of having, been able to to survive, and do it. And so it's an honor. It's a great honor.
You can catch the season finale tonight right here on 15 News after our 10 p.m. newscast. Well, we are officially less than a week away from the start of Bratfest, which also means we're less than a week away from Take Your Brat to Work Day. Join us on Willow Island at the Alliant Energy Center next Friday. The whole morning show will be broadcasted live on Friday, May 24th. You can drive up or bike in for your brats from 6 to 9 a.m. You can also volunteer your time if you're looking to do that. We are also taking pre-orders, so if you do need 100 or more brats or hot dogs, pre-order now. You can go on the website bratfest.com, so those are ready when you arrive there Friday morning. Be your office hero and pre-order 100 or more brats or hot dogs. Remember, all proceeds benefit local charities and nonprofits. Euchre enthusiasts from across North America are in New Glarus this weekend for the World Euchre Championship. 2 days of intense card competition starts this morning, and there's still time for you to shuffle, trump, and play your way to victory in the most exciting card tournament of the entire year. People are coming from Canada, New York, Florida, Nevada, Washington, Arizona, Arkansas, and then, of course, many states from around the Midwest.
I think we're all pretty shocked, but we think it's pretty awesome. It's a card game that, a lot of people, myself included, have played since, we were kids.
The coolest part here, all proceeds from the weekend stay right in New Glarus. The event is a fundraiser for the nonprofit New Glarus Community Cares Foundation.
And now,
Well, today marks the 6th annual Mark Osiki's Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament. Beautiful day for it. A former Badger hockey player puts on the event each year to raise money for the American Family Children's Hospital and the UW Carbone Cancer Center. Casting for Kids is a catch, photo, and release only tournament on the Madison chain of lakes. It'll begin at the Alliant Energy Center this morning, starting at 8 a.m. Along with getting out on the water, there's also a dinner, a trophy presentation, and a live auction. If you're interested in attending Casting for Kids, you can sign up at castingforkids.org. Today, you can also take the kids to a free family-friendly event honoring armed forces in Fort McCoy. From 9 this morning until 3 this afternoon is the annual Armed Forces Day open house at the installation's historic commemorative area. Vietnam-era veterans will be honored with a special ceremony, which starts at 9:30. Other activities include guided installation bus tours, camouflage face painting, and personalized ID tags. Or if you're looking to get your legs moving for a good cause today, the Great Strides Madison Walk is happening at Warner Park. The 5K walk benefits the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation with the goal of helping advance a cure for cystic fibrosis, or CF. They're hoping to raise $55,000 this year. That's the big goal. Check-in starts at 9 a.m. with the walk starting at 10. You'll meet at the Rainbow Pavilion at Warner Park. This is some video from last year. And I will be your MC there later this morning, so we hope to see you out there. I don't think you could ask for any better weather to go for a 5K walk this morning either.
Yeah, hopefully they've got lots of water so people are staying hydrated, slather on the sunscreen. But yeah, it'll be a beautiful morning to get outside, and I'm sure it'll be fun for you to be there as well.
Yeah, I was there last year as well, so kind of fun to MC 2 years in a row. I know they had coffee last year and pizza. Lots of water too.
Yes.
So
maybe
lots of fun.
Maybe some iced coffee this year as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely take up on some of that iced coffee. 5:28 on this Saturday morning. Stay with us. You're watching The Morning Show. We'll be right back.